development, such as training on a new sales reporting system or a mentor to advise them in a new job function. Given how widespread the fear of feedback is on both sides of the exchange, you may think you can't possibly overcome your anxiety and have a meaningful conversation with your direct report. But you can, and the articles in this guide will help. Chapter 2: Sometimes Negative Feedback is Best, by Heidi Grant Halverson. If I see one more article about how you should never be critical or negative when giving feedback to an employee or colleague, I think my head will explode. It's incredibly frustrating. This kind of advice is undoubtedly well meant, and it certainly sounds good. After all, you probably don't relish the thought of having to tell someone else what they are doing wrong. At minimum, it's a little embarrassing for both of you. But avoiding negative feedback is both wrong-headed and dangerous. Wrong-headed because, when delivered the right way, at the right time, criticism is in fact highly motivating. Dangerous because without awareness of the mistakes they are making, no one can possibly improve. Staying positive when doling out feedback will only get you so far. Hang on, you say. Can't negative feedback be discouraging? Demotivating? That's perfectly true. And don't people need encouragement to feel confident? Doesn't that help them stay motivated? In many cases, yes. Confusing, isn't it? Thankfully, brilliant research by Stacy Finkelstein from Columbia University and Ayelet Fishbach from the University of Chicago sheds light on the seemingly paradoxical nature of feedback by making it clear why, when, and for whom negative feedback is appropriate. It's important to begin by understanding the function that positive and negative feedback serve. Praise, for instance, here's what you did really well, increases commitment to the work you do by enhancing both your experience and your confidence. A more critical assessment, for example, here's where you went wrong, on the other hand, is informative. It tells you where you need to spend your effort and offers insight into how you might improve. Given these two different functions, positive and negative feedback should be more effective and more motivating for different people at different times. For instance, when you don't really know what you are doing, encouragement helps you to stay optimistic and feel more at ease with the challenges you are facing, something novices tend to need. But when you are an expert, and you already more or less know what you are doing, it's constructive criticism that can help you do what it takes to get to the top of your game. As Finkelstein and Fishbach show, novices and experts are indeed looking for and motivated by different kinds of information. In one of their studies, American students taking either beginner or advanced level French classes were asked whether they would prefer an instructor who emphasized what they were doing right, focusing on their strengths, or what they were doing wrong, focusing on their mistakes and how to correct them. Beginners overwhelmingly preferred a cheerleading, strength-focused instructor. Advanced students, on the other hand, preferred a more critical instructor who would help them develop their weaker skills. In a second study, the researchers looked at a very different behavior, engaging in environmentally friendly actions. Their experts were members of environmental organizations, for instance, Greenpeace, while their novices were non-members. Each participant in the study made a list of the actions they regularly took that helped the environment, things like recycling, avoiding bottled water, and taking shorter showers. They were offered feedback from an environmental consultant on the effectiveness of their actions and were given a choice. Would you prefer to know more about the actions you take that are effective, or about the actions you take that are not? Experts were much more likely to choose the negative feedback about ineffective actions than novices. Taken together, these studies show that people who are experienced in a given domain, people who already have developed some knowledge and skills, don't actually live in fear of negative feedback. If anything, they seek it out. Intuitively, they realize that negative feedback offers the key to getting ahead, while positive feedback merely tells them what they already know.